Hi friends, today we're doing another microbible journaling video. Today we are in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 5 and I'm using the Sisters in Faith Printable for today's video. So I already have my journaling card. It's 3 inches by 4 inches and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to prep it. And by prep I mean I am sticking down some book pages, some torn book pages onto this card. Now this is a fun idea for you when you want to journal and you just want a simple quick page and a whole lot of space for you to write on. I'll also be using a bit of a washi tape today. So what I want to go ahead and do is just to tear down my page. And I'm just going to stick it down, and what I'm going to do is I'm using regular glue. Use whatever you have. I'm a firm believer in using what you got, and I have a whole ton of Elmer's glue all, and so that is what I'm using. And so I'm just arranging it. There's nothing wrong if there's a bit of white showing through because it adds contrast, and so I'm just going to leave that bit of white right there. And I also, but this is personal, I like to also have some of the words facing in opposite direction, and this is because it adds a bit of contrast. And I was going to use this, but since it is a kind of fall vibe, we're not going to use that today, and so I will not throw these out. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to put it back into our Ziploc. Bag. So I'm going to use a bit of this washi strip, but I'm going to use the blue because there is that red also there. So I'm going to put my girl right there. But right here at the bottom, I want to add some of that blue as a nice contrast right there. And this little cluster here has everything that I need in it already because it has elements all around, but I want to add an additional element right there and one of the big flower right there. So I'm going to put these down first. Before I put the girls down, and just like that our page came together. And that's one of the things I like about working in this little Bible. It is the pages aren't huge, and if you only have a short amount of time, you are able to still create an entry. And the beautiful part about it is you can go ahead and prep these in advance. That way you already have your cards and all you have to do is to journal on the back. And so when you sit down for your quiet time in the mornings, it's not all creating, but you also have some reading time. You're dwelling in the word. I think I want this to be sticking out from underneath as a little greenery. Washi, but I want to use this section, so I'm just gonna tear off that. I'm gonna put back the excess on the roll because this is my near and dear washi. And guess who doesn't want to waste it? Me. So I'm just ripping down some bits that I want, and I'm going to have some overlapping that goes around to the other side of this journaling card, just like that. I'm going to do the same right here, so it's a nice little pop and it adds something extra. And you also have a bit of decoration on the reverse of your card. I'm also going to be using a bit of this as well. So if you don't have old book pages, which they're super easy to get, you can probably get them at Goodwill if you're in the US. These washi tapes are absolutely fun, but I always say use what you have. These were gifted to me actually, and I do appreciate this gift a whole lot. I have been using it for quite some time, and I must admit I do use it sparingly because I know they're going to run out, but I'm telling you, these rolls are jam-packed. I've been using them for quite sometimes. You can decide where you want to put it. I might just put it right here, but I'm not going to put it on the front because this is too white. I'm just going to stick it right here at the back, because I feel like that was too white for the front of my page. So here we go. And I'm not going to put a tab because I'm just going to have that there. So I do have tabs in this printable, but for this small Bible I don't need them. I'm also going to use a few of the elements from the back from the front on the back as well, just so that everything ties in together. And I actually don't have any fall colored highlighter. I was going to use a pencil crayon, but I thought let's not. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm telling myself. Use what you got. And that's what I'm using. So the scripture says, so that your faith may not rest in wisdom of men, but in the power of God. Now you can go ahead and read from verse 1 to 5 to get the proper context of this, or you can read 3 verses above, which start at verse 2. So that's why I'm saying just go ahead and read it from verse 1. And it says, when I came to you, brothers, did not come when I came to you, brothers, did not come proclaiming to you the testimony of God with a lofty speech or wisdom, for I decided to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and with much trembling. And my speech and my message were not in plausible words of wisdom, but in the demonstration of the Spirit and of power, so that your faith might not rest in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And as we come together as sisters from around the world for the for the Fruit of the Spirit Bible Journaling Conference, our spirits touch one. We're coming together, we're united, and it is not our wisdom, but it is the Lord. So that's what I'm going to be journaling about. I would like to ask you a favor. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you've ever micro Bible journal, let me know in the comments. Also, you're going to get 2 suggestions up on screen of other videos that you can watch. Go ahead, one is selected by me that you should watch, which was my last video, and the other is automatically selected by YouTube, and they think that's the video you would most enjoy. So I'll see you in the next video.